Back on SportsCenter with breaking news. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Phoenix Suns agreeing to a trade for Shaquille O'Neal, sending Shaq to Cleveland in exchange for Sasha, Pavlovic, and Ben Wallace. So let's forget about the rookies to be who will be drafted tomorrow night, the NBA draft, and let us talk about Shaq, bringing Chris Broussard. And Chris, we have heard this talk before about the deal, and then it sort of went away. How did it get revived and done here on the eve of the draft?
Well, it never really died. You know, Danny Ferry, the Cleveland Cavaliers general manager, and Steve Kerr, the Suns GM, former teammates, very good friends. So they continued to talk throughout the season. And this trade was always kind of on the back burner. It was always a deal that both teams knew could potentially happen. So, you know, when their seasons ended, talks kind of revived as the teams were calling around the league, seeing what else was going on. And really the reason it didn't go down earlier was that both teams were looking at other options. Cleveland, with the contract of Ben Wallace and Sasha Pavlovic, wanted to see if they could maybe do better, and the Suns wanted to see if they could do better and maybe get a player who could help them in this deal. Now, Cleveland was also talking with New Orleans about Tyson Chandler, and I'm told that if they had not pulled the Shaq trade, they would have gotten Chandler. The thing that kind of dissuaded them from going that route is that Chandler has a long-term contract where Shaq is in the last year of his deal, and it's really a one-year thing with him.
Any of this prompted by LeBron?
Well, I mean, clearly, you know, he let the team know that, you know, he wants improvements and he wants to be able to try to win a championship next year. So they know that they knew they had to get better and do whatever they could do to improve this team. Look around the league. I mean, at the Boston trade a couple years ago, you look at some of the other moves that have been made, L.A. getting Pau Gasol. A lot of teams have been making moves, even Washington now with Randy Foye and Mike Miller, and the Cavaliers needed to do something to better themselves, and LeBron definitely believes that they have done that.
Obviously, the majority of this story falls with Shaq and going to Cleveland and playing with LeBron. But if we could, let's just touch real quick on the Suns. This is a team that was a 60-win team not that long ago, and Steve Kerr has he's blown the whole thing up. There's nothing there. What do we make of the Suns?
Well, at this point, this was a financial move, obviously. You know, they felt like they couldn't compete for a championship with the team they had, and they were losing money. So you might as well start getting financial relief. They will probably buy out Ben Wallace, who probably will retire. Sasha Pavlovic will probably be cut. He only had $1.3 million guaranteed. So this is going to save them up more than $10 million when you count in luxury tax savings and things like that. They may end up trading Amari Stoudemire. A lot of talk around the league was that up the last few days is that Stoudemire was the big name that was most likely to be traded. So there's still a possibility they may move him because the feeling is that he's going to leave in 2010. The welcome has been worn out kind of on both sides. So don't be surprised if Amari may get moved in the near future as well.
All right, in the East, it appears Cleveland, they've got to deal with Dwight Howard and they have to deal with Kevin Garnett. Obviously, Big Z, Anderson, Varejao aren't the guys that can get that done. But is Shaq realistically at his age, can he handle those two guys?
Well, he can guard Dwight Howard one-on-one. Obviously, he's not going to shut him down, but a big body like that, I mean, you look at Dwight Howard, Rasheed Wallace, Yao Ming, Andrew Bynum, they don't shut Howard down, Kendrick Perkins, but because they're so big and can handle his strength, they cause him problems. That's something Cleveland didn't have this year, so he can guard Howard one-on-one, no problem about that. Cleveland's also still in search of a long, athletic defender on the perimeter. They only have LeBron James that fits that mold against Orlando. They still want to get another guy like that. Matt Barnes is out there, a Sean Marion type, although they're not interested in Marion. So they're not finished in their eyes. They would like to have someone else on the perimeter.
All right, Chris Broussard, thanks for your time and giving us this exciting news from the NBA at 12:36 Eastern Time. And we look forward to hearing, obviously, from Shaq and LeBron in the coming days about this trade.
All right.